23rd, I think, or 24th of grinding lead code SQL. Let's get started. Whoop, that is, yep, that's the code. Let's go find ourselves an easy SQL lead code problem to solve within 15 minutes. If I can't solve within 15 minutes, then I'm probably going to quit and do something else. And by something else, I mean lead code algorithm question. So let's go ahead and find ourselves an easy question real quick. By the way, I just traded in my old Bose headphone for this one. But I mean, it's not old. It's a new QC45, QC Ultra. But I don't like it very much. So, because the right ear cup is creaking. So we're gonna find ourselves an easy lead code question, and I'm getting this new one because it's cheaper, and the microphone is better because it's a wired microphone, not a normal head microphone. Why is there so many premium questions? Oh my goodness. Shuffle. Shuffle again. Shuffle again. Shuffle. Oh my god. Are all of these premium questions? I'm bound to find an easy one right here. Real quick. Nope. Are you serious? Are you serious? All of these? I already done this. Activity last 30 days. Oh my god. Let's go to the problem list real quick and just find an easy problem that is not locked. Where am I at? I am on here, so warehouse manager is locked. Bank information is not locked. Okay, there we go. We found ourselves one. Let's see, bank account summary 2. Account is a primary key, column, unique value for this, whatever. Write a solution to report the name and balance of a user with higher balance than 10,000. The balance of account is equal to the sum of the amount of all transactions involving that account. Return the result in any order. Okay. So that's the user. That's the transaction ID. And we want to find the name that account is matched to. So we're going to have to do a join here from the name to this. And then we're going to use a group by clause and then a having clause to filter the result down. Okay, so let's go start it. Let's go to, well, the first thing we need to do, we need to select the name and the balance. And to calculate the balance, you need to sum up all the amount. So when we do a group by, we're going to do sum amount as balance. And then we're going to do a group by name, and then we're going to do an order by in any order. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. The first table we're going to join is the table of users. We're going to do a left join, or alternatively we can just do a normal join here, but a left join is much better for me, in my opinion. Let's join user as u, or we can just do u here. Left join transaction, action, trans ID, transaction, transactions as t, on t dot trans account, no, t dot account and equal to u dot account, and then group by name, and then we're going to filter by having. We can't do a where here, or we can probably do, no, we need to calculate the entire balance. Having balance more than $1,000, $10,000, higher than $10,000, and that should work. Oh my lord, it is slow. Has it been running? Okay, so we got it on the first try for the normal default case. Let's give it all we got for the bigger one. I wonder if its amount is in integer or string. I really hope it's okay. Yeah, we passed it easily. And if we're gonna run it again, we're probably gonna get the same result. Select U from name, T is balance, from T is your left join user. On user gap having, yeah, this is basically what I have. So that was pretty easy. Let's go ahead and find ourselves another one. The next one that is not locked is gonna be, oh, wait, I already did that one. Easy, average time for the process per machine. Time of process per machine. Okay, there's a factory website. There is a factory website that has the several machine each running the same number of process. Run the solution to find the average time each machine takes to complete. Okay. From the start time to end time, the average time calculated by the total time to complete every process on the machine divided by the number of processes run. So these are the machine ID, process ID, start time, end time, activity type, start time, end time, and activity timestamp. Oh my god, this is actually pretty hard. Process ID. Okay, so I'm probably going to move this over until we find to a different column. So let's say machine ID and process ID. So we might use a with clause here. So select star from select machine ID, process ID, and then start is going to be, it's going to be a case here, right? Case, start, case, activity type, case, activity, let me see if I can find it again. Let's see, Notion, that's so. That's GitHub. Let's go back to the SQL, PostgreSQL. Let's go to conditional and operators. So case run to rate when, case when start, then when start, then when start, then when start, activity type, case activity type, when start, then timestamp, then timestamped, else we're gonna put null. Okay. We're going to do another case for here. We're never going to have to do another case. And this is going to be as start time. And this is going to be end time. Else null. Okay. So now we're going to do from activity. Oh my god. There's a space in there. Is it activity table? Activity. From activity. Let's run that to see what happened. Oh, end. Run it. Yes, come on. Why are you taking forever? From activity. Yes. As end time. It's a comma that's not necessary. Okay, so now we have the start ID and the end time. So now we can do a group by machine, group by process ID, group by process ID, end time machine ID, as end time, group by process, diff, total time, process, group by process ID, machine ID, group by machine ID, group by machine ID, ID, group by machine ID, comma, average of start time minus end time. Start time minus end time as group by machine ID, right? Group by machine ID. Machine ID. Let's run that to see what happened. Okay, from activity, comma there. No, process ID, but process ID will be right. Because machine, we have multiple machine, but we don't have the single process ID. If we have a 0 here, that's gonna get rid of all the process ID. Okay, process ID of 0 and 1. What? Oh no, group by machine ID, group by process ID and machine ID. It'd be group by process ID and then machine ID. Machine ID. If we group by process ID, then this start and end time will end up with here, right? And then if we group by machine ID, then it's gonna group by, if we group by machine ID first, we're gonna have a whole bunch of this start and end time. Hang on. So now we have a whole bunch of start time. Output 0, 0, 1, 1, machine ID 1. Start time but no end time. It's like selecting distinct. Select distinct. No, that's not how it works. Okay. So now that we have this, how can I collapse it down to process ID? If I group by machine ID, how can I calculate the average time? Because the start time and end time always follow each other. So I can technically delay the column by 1 and do that. I'm gonna miss my time for the other one here. If I start here, 0, 7, 1, it's skipping 1. So that's gonna grab me all the start time. How do I get the next one? Then that's gonna give me the start time for all of them. If I group by ID, if I group by process ID, if I group by machine ID, then that's gonna get rid of all the process. If I group by process ID and then machine ID, machine ID and process ID. If I group by machine ID, all of the start and end time is going to be 0. If I group by process ID, machine ID, start time and end time, SQL, how to delay by 1 column, by 1 entry, by 1 row. delay after the no SQL how to delay to get the previous record row value. I don't want to make another table that's called previous. That'll be forever. Come on, Google. Min join over cur row -1. Lag. Select lag over as end date. Lag, select star lag. Join date. 1 over order by. Yeah. I just gotta do lag. I think that's what I gotta do. So select machine ID. The process ID average of the start time minus the end time minus the start time. The end time, so this is gonna be our start time here. Start time divided by end time. I don't see how this can be helpful. Group by process ID. Well, that's gonna get rid of all the machine ID, and then we have machine ID that's unique. Group by machine ID. 001122. Well, we can't do that. Well, this is ordered. If I group by machine ID, then we're gonna get rid of the process because the start time is not the same as the end time. So we take the end time minus the start time. This is the hard one actually. Alright, let's look at the solution. I'm running out of time. Easy to understand. Alright, let's see it. Okay, select average A1 timestamp. You know where A1 starts and A1 is the machine. Okay, as processing time. Select round, so select average time of A1 timestamp. A1.timestamp from activity A1. That's A1, where A1 activity equal to start end, and A1 machine ID equal to machine ID. Machine ID equal to machine ID. Start machine ID. So this is the first solution. Select round A2 timestamp minus A1 timestamp as 3 decimal plus on. So we're joining the table to itself, and we're matching with the machine ID and the process ID, and where the activity type is start, and then go to end. Okay, now let's join them. Let's join the entire thing onto itself. Let's do that. So right now, my goal is to select machine ID, select star. Let's select everything. Select star from. Let's do a self join from activity A1. Activity A1. Join activity A2. So on A1.machine ID. Machine ID is equal to the same as machine ID is equal to machine ID is equal to A2 machine ID, and A1 process ID D is equal to A2 process ID is equal to the same process ID, and A1, which is the start one, activity type equal to start, and A2 activity type equal to end. So let's see what that from. And that's going to give me a row. That's going to summarize all of it up so that we get a table with the start time and end time on the same column, on a different column. What the hell? Speed test Google. Yeah, it's working. Okay, my god. Continuation of what we just did. It crashed for a second there, but lead code is finally up and running again. So looking at this solution, I think is absolutely genius. So the first part, he's matching the A1 activity start. A1 with activity equal to start. So that's going to be this first column. And if we select just A1 dot start activity time, A1 dot timestamp, A1 dot timestamp is going to give us the start time as start time, and A2 dot timestamp is equal to A2 dot timestamp. It's going to give us the end time. So that's going to grab the, oh shit. So that's going to grab the start time from the A1 table. A1 dot activity type equal to start. So that's the table when it display it out. The activity, the timestamp for the first one is going to be start. And for table A2, that's going to be our end time. For A2 table is going to contain our end time. So now the end time is going to be, what the hell? A2 dot timestamp. That's end time. So now we have the start time and the end time for each one of them. And we're doing a group by here, which we don't have to, but we do it. It's going to be simpler. Actually, we don't have to do that actually. The reason why I did, oh my god. Let's just select star and display everything before we do a group by to see what we get. Okay, so if we don't do a group by, we're going to get the machine ID, the process ID, machine 0, process 0, because it's the first one. It's going to grab this timestamp, and then machine 0, start 0, and then timestamp at 1.0. So without even doing the group by, it's kind of combining it all into one process ID. This is actually pretty cool. I never learned this before. So what is it doing under the hood is what I'm asking. It's going to check to see if A1 machine ID and A2 machine ID and process ID, all that's the same, for sure. Okay, so it's going to match table 1 with A2. Cool. And now we are doing A1 activity equals start. So this is table A1 up to here. Up to here is table 1. This is table 2. So now table 1 get the activity called start. Okay, cool. I found the start activity in table 1. The start activity is 0.72. Now put that inside a timestamp. Cool. Now continue. And where A2, that activity type equal to end, is right here. Cool. Now grab that value and put it in the same table. Now all of this 2 table is in the same column. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. All the machine ID is down here. But why is it grouped by process ID is what I'm asking. Well, it naturally does that because when you grab the ending, it just assigned to. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around this. But from here, what he did is that he just grabbed table 1 activity timestamp and gave table 2 activity timestamp and do the average of that. So now we can just do average 3. Why 3? What's 3 here? Round to 3 decimal places. That's what it's doing. Okay, so round average of A1, A2. That's going to give me the average time, the differences between the 2 table. So A1.machine ID. Or we can do A2 machine ID because it's not this. Because it's not distinct. And round to 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and we're going to grab the average of the time difference between A2.timestamp, which is our end time, timestamp, minus A1.timestamp as processing time. Says, this is absolutely genius. I guess I never really had a deep understanding of this before this, and then because this is going to give us, let's see what we got first. So machine 0, processing time 1.00, processing time. Why is it giving us only one value? Machine ID for the 0. And processing time, the average of A1. Oh, because it's grabbing all of the time and doing it and putting it into the first machine. So that's why we have to do the group by clause, because the group by clause, group by will truncate all of these process ID into group by all of this into machine ID. So they're gonna grab the start time and end time and the average for this first column, group by process ID. Let's see what happens. Now if I do group by process ID, would that work? Machine ID and then process ID. Let's see what happened. A1 dot machine ID and A1 dot process ID. So if I do that, the processing time for 00 is 0.80. The processing time for 1 is 1 is 1. So I guess the average of these two, machine ID and whatever, I also grab the process A1.process ID. So it's going to grab all of process 1. This is a time different. If we take 1.52, if we take on a calculator, 1.52, subtract 0.712, that's going to give us 8.80. So that average function is doing nothing right now. But if we are grouping by machine ID, it's going to take 2 of this process ID and combine them together and find the average and put it inside a machine ID. So if I do that and remove that, it's going to give us the right answer, which is absolutely genius. This is one use case for an inner join, a self join that I had never heard about. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to continue to do the algorithm portion of this challenge here. Goodbye.